Welcome to ITIL Experience version 5 official sample paper. I'll read the question and then you could pause the video and evaluate the options and choose the right option. Meanwhile, I will give you the answer and provide you with the rationale for the answer. So let's start with question number 1. An organization is redesigning its employee self-service portal. Instead of launching the fully redesigned portal at once, the team releases one updated feature every 2 weeks and gathers user feedback after each release to refine the next update. Which ITIL guiding principle is primarily demonstrated? The correct answer on this one is C, progressive iteratively with feedback. The team releases one updated feature every 2 weeks and gathers user feedback before refining the next update. That's the defining behavior of iterative feedback-driven delivery. A is wrong because it is not primarily about value alignment. B is wrong because it's not about automation. And D is wrong because baseline assessment before starting is not the relevant answer for this question. Question number 2. Which statement best describes the relationship between digital experience and the ITIL experience model? The correct answer is B. Digital experience is the outcome perceived by users in terms of feelings, thoughts, bodily responses. The ITIL experience model is the broader socio-technical system, people, process, technology, data, rules, interactions that shape that outcome. A is wrong. They are related but distinct. Experience is not limited to user interface / technology. C is wrong because the two terms are not interchangeable. And D is wrong because experience is not formed only after delivery. Question number 3. In the context of experience management, which statement best describes the relationship between anticipation, perception, and evaluation? The correct answer is C on this one. Sorry. Correct answer is C. Experience develops through 3 interdependent stages. Anticipation, where we set the expectations before the interaction. Perception colors the moment during the interaction. And evaluation reflects afterward, comparing perception against expectation. B is wrong because perception does not override anticipation. D is wrong because evaluation is not independent of expectations. And A is wrong because the stages are dynamic and recursive. Question number 4. Which option best describes the primary tension between user and customer perspectives in service journeys? The correct answer is B, user experience services at the operational level. In terms of, is it clear, supportive, usable day-to-day? Customers are accountable for outcomes and value, balancing user needs against budget, targets, and sponsor expectations. A and C are wrong because users and customers are not interchangeable and their perspectives, while different, are interdependent. And therefore, D is wrong too. Number 5, how does psychological safety improve experience? The correct answer is C. Psychological safety is a key enabler for honest reflection. When people feel safe, they surface friction and negative signals instead of hiding them. A is wrong because it goes beyond shared vocabulary. And B is wrong because it goes beyond role clarity alone. And D is wrong because it does not remove the need for governance and structure. Both must coexist. Number 6. Which change best aligns external partner contributions with internal experience ambitions? The correct answer is A. Partners are part of the experience ecosystem, even when invisible to consumers. Alignment happens when partners bring the right tone, empathy, and escalation behavior, not just when they meet SLAs. Compliance is not the same as contribution. B and C are wrong because psychological safety and better data interpretation support sensing experience but don't change partner behavior. And D is wrong because contracts alone don't guarantee alignment either. Question number 7. Which product and service lifecycle management activity shapes early stakeholder expectations, confidence, and trust through sense making? The correct answer is A. The discover lifecycle activity sets the tone for everything that follows. This is where stakeholders make sense of needs and possibilities, and where early trust and credibility are formed. B, C, and D are wrong because design, deliver, and support all build on the expectations already set during discover. Question number 8. Which statement best reflects how digital experience is captured? The correct answer is D. Experience cannot be observed directly. It must be inferred using a combination of numerical and narrative signals across data tiers, treating every metric as a hypothesis rather than a certainty. A is wrong because it is not fully capturable via standardized metrics alone. B is wrong because it is context dependent. And C is wrong because it evolves over time, so historical measures alone are insufficient. Number 9, during a support interaction, the agent maintains involvement throughout the case and focuses on how the interaction is handled rather than only on the technical fix. Which experience domain is most strongly related to this situation? The correct answer is D. The relational domain is about who enables / supports experience and how care, competence, and fairness are conveyed. An agent staying engaged and providing clear guidance reinforces trust and the relationship. A is wrong because this differs from the functional domain, which is task completion. C is wrong because the personal domain, which is a user's internal state, is not relevant over here. And B, which is a contextual domain in terms of policies and environment, is not the right answer. Number 10, during a service review, the team receives repeated complaints from users who describe confusion and emotional strain when following process instructions. Completion rates remain acceptable. Which type of experience evidence does this information represent? The correct answer is B, narrative signal. Narrative signals answer why, how, what something meant. Users describing confusion and emotional strain reveal how the experience actually feels, which numbers alone can miss. Metrics can look green while the lived experience is still negative. This contrasts with numerical signals, which is A, how much and how often, the functional domain label, which is C, and performance metrics alone, which is D. Number 11, prior to deployment, the organization explores how different categories of users are likely to react to a redesigned workflow by running controlled hypothetical scenarios rather than observing real interactions or collecting live feedback. Which mode of experience capture does this scenario represent? The correct answer is C. Synthetic capture anticipates experience through models and controlled simulations when real interactions are not yet available. Exactly what's described. Hypothetical scenarios explode before deployment. This differs from direct capture, asking real people, which is what A is about. Indirect capture, inferring from real signal logs, which is B is all about. And observational capture of real behavior, which is what D is about. Number 12, during an experience improvement initiative, which role listed below is accountable for defining what success should look like, choosing the specific evidence that will indicate progress, and recording how findings influence subsequent decisions for a product or service? The correct answer on this one is A. The product service manager owns the objectives for experience improvement, defining success, selecting signals and metrics, and logging decisions informed by results. Now, this differs from the senior management / team leader, which is about governance and prioritization in option B. The quality manager in terms of data quality and standards, which is option C. And the analyst who produces insights but does not own the decisions, which is option D. Number 13, a service team is confident in delivery because operational indicators remain consistently green. However, frontline interactions continue to surface repeated expressions of uncertainty and misunderstanding from users. The organization needs a way to make decisions that fairly reflect lived experience when quantitative results and qualitative signals do not align. Which action is most effective in designing this situation? The correct answer is C. When operational indicators stay green but frontline narratives surface uncertainty, the issue is evidence integration, not measurement volume. Mandating that lived experience evidence is structurally represented in decisions ensures a coherent interpretation of both quantitative and qualitative signals. Unlike simply comparing feedback channels, which is what A is about, applying interpretation checks alone, which is what B is about, and letting KPIs override experiential evidence, which is what D is about. Number 14, two organizations work together in a long-term service relationship where goals, risks, and decisions are shared. From an experience perspective, which characteristic best fits this type of relationship? The correct answer is A. This best reflects a collaborative relationship. Experience is continuously co-created across discover, design, deliver, and ongoing use through shared governance and trust, rather than delivered / negotiated at fixed points, which is what B is about. It's a cooperative experience, defined upfront with little adjustment, which is what C is about, which is basic / transactional, or judged only through operational metrics, which is what D is about. Number 15, a mid-sized digital organization is transitioning its service model to increase collaboration with a key provider. The new model requires both parties to share accountability for business outcomes rather than focusing solely on technical outputs. Which agreement approach is most appropriate in this context? The correct answer is D on this one. In collaborative service relationships, formal agreements Focus on shared outcomes, costs, and risks. Governance is shared, and both parties are jointly accountable for business results. Contrasted with basic relationships, which is what A is about, cooperative relationships, which is B, and indirect reporting only accountability, which is C. Number 16, during a single interaction in a service journey, the activities performed remain the same. However, different participants report very different reactions and judgments about it. What best explains this difference? The correct answer on this one is B. Even when the same activities are performed, participants interpret them differently depending on their role, expectations, and visibility into the relationship. Variation in experience is driven by role-specific interpretation, not by differences in the activity itself, which is what A is indicating, not by contract structure, which is what C indicates, and not by relationship type, which is what D indicates. Number 17, service consumer indicates that they want to participate in shaping how a service evolves after it is lived, with decisions made jointly rather than selected from a fixed set of predefined choices. Which service relationship pattern and point in the journey best reflect this expectation? The answer for 17 is D. In a collaborative shared ownership relationship, consumers and providers jointly shape how the service evolves throughout ongoing delivery. Unlike basic relationships where consumers select from fixed option, which is what A is suggesting, cooperative relationships where input is limited to structured stages like onboarding, which is what B suggests, or pre-lived proposal review, which is what C is suggesting. Number 18, how does the organizations and people dimension influence the perceived experience of services? The correct answer is A, by shaping interpretation, communication, and response to experience-related information. The organizations and people dimension, which is culture, behaviors, skills, ways of working, they shape how situations are interpreted, communicated, and acted on. Experience is strongly influenced by these human organizational factors, not just by technical performance, which is what B talks about. External partner management, which is C, or process standardization, which is D. Number 19, how does the information and technology dimension most influence perceived experience of digital services? The correct answer is B for this one. The information and technology dimension makes experience evidence visible, interpretable, and actionable for both human and machine actors. Technology should support, not replace human judgment, which is what A talks about. It is distinct from the culture/communication focus of organizations and people, which is C, and the standardized focus of value streams and processes, which is D. Number 20, a new employee joins a mid-sized digital agency, excited about their modern collaboration platform. During onboarding, they receive a 90-minute feature walkthrough covering every menu option, toolbar button, and advanced setting. Frustrated, they report, I still don't know how to create my first project or share files with my team for tomorrow's client meeting. Which common anti-pattern in the user journey does this illustrate? The correct answer is D. This is the classic anti-pattern of introducing a service through an exhaustive feature walkthrough instead of anchoring onboarding to the user's real immediate tasks and goals. It is not an access/authentication issue, as A talks about. It's not a delivery format issue, which is what B is, or an access provisioning automation issue, which is what C is. Number 21, a service agent at global SaaS provider notices that AI bots automatically mark tickets as resolved based on keywords. Users who still feel anxious about security receive policy PDFs, but the cases are closed before agents can intervene or provide reassurance. As a result, agents feel reduced to dashboard monitors and are unable to maintain meaningful, high-quality relationships. Which agent journey anti-pattern does this illustrate? The correct answer is A. Automation is making decisions that should involve human judgment. Tickets auto-close on keywords, even though users remain anxious, and agents are prevented from stepping in to build trust and reassurance. Their role is reduced to monitoring dashboards. This is not simply about agents slowing resolution, which is what B is, a measurement/process issue alone, which is what C is, or a staffing capacity issue, which is what B is talking about. Number 22, a SaaS provider reviews customer journey evidence, business cases showing return on investment projections, pilot results with mixed adoption rates, and tense review minutes hinting at trust erosion. How should providers best handle these conflicting signals? The answer is D on this one. When signals conflict, providers should triangulate multiple forms of evidence, numerical and narrative, formal and informal, and judge experience using a matched pair of signals for the same moment. Averaging can hide critical episodes, as in A. Narrative should complement rather than replace formal evidence, which is B. And contracts describe obligations, not lived experience, which is what C is talking about.